Shavua Tov Rabotai, we are continuing with our Mishna Yomi, Masechet Yevamot. We are up to Perek Bet Mishnah Hey. Today's Mishnah should be Leilun Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana Aranbai ben Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelov Menuchatam beGan Eden Amen. And Lehavdi ben Chaim Lechaim v'Derefua Shenemav Daniel Shalom ben Rosa B'Tor Shah Chulei Israel. Mishnayot 3 and 4 taught that if a man died childless and his only brother is a mamzer, he has a yibum bond with the widow. We see then that Jewish law considers a mamzer to be a brother. The Mishnah now teaches the rule as to which biological brothers are legally considered brothers and which are not. If someone dies and he has a paternal brother of any kind, even a mamzer, zokek et eshet achiv liyibum, that brother has a yibum bond with his deceased brother's wife, which must be severed to chalitza, v'achiv lechol davar, and he is in fact his brother in every other respect as well, meaning with regard to inheritance and becoming tameh. Now to explain, if one brother dies and the mamzer brother is his closest living relative, he inherits him and vice versa. And similarly, if a kohen has a brother who is a mamzer and he dies, the living brother must fulfill the mitzvah for a kohen to become tameh for his deceased close relative, as it says in Sefer Vayikra, chapter 21, verses 2 to 3. Chutz mimi sheyesh lo mina shivcha mina oved kuchavim. The Mishnah says, except for someone who has a brother from his father's side who was born from a Canaanite maidservant or from a non-Jewish lady, he is not considered a brother at all. If a Jewish man has children from these women, they are not legally considered his children at all, as the Tiferet Yisrael writes. Therefore, they are not considered brothers of his other children. The Mishnah continues with the rule regarding which biological sons are legally considered sons. Mi sheyesh lo ben mikol makom. If someone has a son of any kind, even a mamzer, poter eshet aviv min ha'ibum, that son exempts his father's wife from ibum, meaning the father is not considered to have died childless since he has the son. V'hayav al makato v'an kilalto, and the son is liable for hitting his father or cursing him. Hitting or cursing one's father is punishable by death, as it says in Sefer Shemot, chapter 21, verses 15 and 17. Ubeno lechol davar, and he is his son in every respect, meaning with regard to inheritance and becoming tameh. Chutz mimish sheyesh mina shivcha mina oved kuchavim, except for someone who has a son from a Canaanite maidservant or from a non-Jewish lady, he is not considered a son at all. And that is in Rabotai Mishnah Hey. Mishnah Vav now discusses a case where someone married one of two sisters but does not know which one. Before addressing the applicable laws of Yibum, the Mishnah teaches what the husband should do. Mi shekidesh achad mishtei achayot. If someone betrothed, he made kiddushin with one of two sisters, ve'eno yodea ezo men kidesh, and he does not know which one of them he betrothed, noten get lazu ve'get lazu. He must give a bill of divorce to this one and a get to that one. He may not remain married to either of them, since each one might actually be his wife's sister who was an ervat to him. The Mishnah addresses the laws of Yibum in case his husband dies. Met, if he died childless before he gave a get to either sister, velo ach echad, and he has only one brother, choletz ishtehen, the brother performs chalitza with both sisters since he does not know which is his brother's widow. He may not simply choose one sister and marry her, since he might actually have a yibum bond with the other sister and is therefore forbidden to marry this one, because we said one may not marry a relative of a woman with whom one has a yibum bond, like we explained in Mishnah 3. He may also not perform chalitza with one sister and then marry the other, since rabbinic law forbids marrying a sister of a woman with whom one has performed chalitza. Therefore, he must perform chalitza with both so that they can be free to marry others. Hayulo shnaim. If the deceased had two brothers, echad choletz v'echad me'abem, then one of them performs chalitza with one sister, and the other one can then perform ibum with the other sister. The second brother can surely marry her. If the second sister is the true widow, he is simply performing ibum with her. And if the first sister is actually the widow, the chalitza she received from the first brother removed the ibum bad from her, so the second brother is now free to marry her sister. Because a yibum bond, unlike a marriage, does not create a permanent prohibition on relatives. So once it no longer exists, he may marry her sister. However, we have to know that the first brother is not allowed to marry her sister, because there is a rabbinic prohibition against marrying the sister of a woman with whom one performed chalitza. Only the second brother, who did not perform chalitza with her, is allowed to marry her sister, as we will learn in chapter 4, Mishnah 7. Kadmu v'kansu, if both of the brothers went ahead and each married one of the sisters without consulting the court, ein motzin miadam, we do not take the sisters away from them, literally out of their hands, meaning we do not force the brothers to divorce them. The reason for this is that at the present time, neither brother is living in sin with his wife. It's possible that the first brother married the true widow, thereby severing the Ibum bond. In this case, the second brother was permitted to marry her sister. And even if it happened, the first brother improperly married the true widow's sister, the second brother's marriage to the widow removed the Ibum bond with the first brother, and so the first brother may stay married to her. And that is the Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Everybody should have a Shavua Tov. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen v'amen.